Turn up the AC hot takes. You know what it is. It's your boy Fidos Jr. Vargas Dynasty going up. Don't act like you don't know. We're the only three brothers that really running shit in the boxing game. You know?
And now we want to do the face-off for the fight of the century.
Here it is, the official face-off. The date, September 12, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford.
Welcome to another installment of Turn Up the AC Hot Takes with Reason on a solo edition. Now, we're here. Fight of the decade, fight of the year, super fight, mega fight. I'm hearing all these names for this. We're talking about none other than Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford for the undisputed championship in the super middleweight division. Now, before we do any breakdown, before we do any what I think is going to happen in this fight or what could happen in this fight, I just want everyone out there who's watching, who's listening, to truly understand what Terrence Crawford is attempting to do here. He's the smaller guy. You're fighting at a weight class that he's never fought in, that Canelo is the top dog at this division, 168. He's been in this division for a couple of years now. Terrence Crawford's highest weight class he's ever fought at was 154 pounds, and that was last August versus Madrimov, a victory. Terrence Crawford started in the lower weight classes, I believe, at 135. He fought at 140, and then obviously at 147, two-division undisputed world champion. This task that he's attempting to pull off needs to be recognized as something historic, something legendary, something that truthfully has never been accomplished before. And not only is Terrence Crawford the smaller fighter coming up from the lower weight classes, he's fighting Canelo with a no rehydration clause. That means Canelo potentially could weigh 185, even 190 on fight night. And who knows what Terrence Crawford can weigh that night. If you say they're the same size, I want you to understand this as well. If you're telling me that Terrence Crawford is just as big as Canelo, that is fine. He looked comparable in size, in their face-off. But my point is, if you really say Terrence Crawford is the same size as Canelo, then that kind of makes him a weight bully because he's fighting in the lower weight classes. If he's the same size as Canelo, he should be doing what Canelo's doing and campaigning up at 160, 168. Right? Now, let's talk about this a little bit. I don't want to get too deep into this because we got a long time. We got a few months before that fight gets here. But I do want to talk about it a little bit. Canelo should be heavily favored. He should be expected to win. He has all the advantages going into this fight because it's at his weight class where he is undisputed. Not only that, like I said, there's no rehydration clause. So he don't got to worry about that, on fight night. And Terrence Crawford is really jumping from 54, one fight at 54, straight up to 68 to fight Canelo Alvarez. And I want y'all to understand, if what I say about this fight, if it sounds like I'm leaning towards Canelo more so than Terrence Crawford, or if it sounds like I'm being unfair to Terrence Crawford in some of my thoughts, some of the breakdown, I just want y'all to understand the magnitude. Like, if Terrence Crawford pulls this fight off, there's going to be a legit conversation of Terrence Bud Crawford as the greatest fighter of all time. For sure, you're going to have to mention his name on that short list of greatest of all time, the Sugar Ray, Robinsons of the world, the Muhammad Alis of the world. You're going to have to mention his name if he was able to pull this off against Canelo. I'm seeing a lot of people trying to compare when Floyd Mayweather schooled Canelo back in 2013. I believe it was 2013. Yeah, 2013. That's a cool thing you could try to compare the two, but Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather do not fight the same. Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive fighter of all time, potentially. And Terrence Bud Crawford is a boxer fighter, like a boxer puncher. He's very skilled in the sweet science and the technicalities of boxing. He has a great jab. He knows how to get to you. But he's also trying to hurt you. He's also trying to exchange with you, which is why I don't think you can compare the Floyd Mayweather fight to Canelo. So the Floyd Mayweather fight with Canelo to the Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo fight. I don't think you can compare those two. I think they're two completely different styles, and they say styles make fights. So with that being said, like, I understand the reach you're trying to make right there, because you're trying to find a comparable, deed that was done, a comparable action that was done, to compare it to Terrence Bud Crawford. But there really isn't. What he's doing is a standalone thing in boxing history if he's able to win. He was able to go up these weight classes and beat Canelo Alvarez. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he's going to do it. But that's what makes this so intriguing. That's what makes this fight, now that it's here, now that it's official, it makes it so such a big event, because we don't know what we're going to see. They tell us that they make weight classes for a reason, and that's true. Terrence Crawford is just as skilled as Canelo. But I'm also seeing people trying to say that Terrence Crawford is way more skilled than Canelo, trying to like downplay Canelo's ability. And I'm not the biggest Canelo Alvarez fan, but I'll be the first to tell you, skill-wise, Canelo's up there with anybody in boxing. One thing I want y'all to also understand is Terrence Crawford has never faced anybody the caliber, the status, the abilities of a Canelo Alvarez. Canelo has faced somebody just as great, if not greater, than Terrence Crawford. Canelo's been in the ring with someone just as great, if not, like I said, if not greater than Terrence Crawford. He's been in there with a comparable fighter in talent. But Terrence Crawford has never been in the ring with someone like Canelo. So that's another factor that, favors Canelo. I'm not going to go deep into like what I think is going to happen inside the ring. I just wanted to give an outlook, something to think about before you try to break down what you think is going to happen with Canelo and Terrence Crawford. I'm trying to give you something different to look at, to think about. But I think this fight is going to be amazing for however long it lasts. I think we're going to see an amazing display of boxing ability from both men. I don't know. I don't think this fight is going to the cards, because one of two things is going to happen in this fight. Canelo KOs Terrence Crawford at some point, or Terrence Crawford is not shying away from Canelo in this fight. I think he's going to be in front of him. I think he's going to try to fight him. in spots. I think he's going to try to outbox him. I think he's going to try to use every bit of his boxing IQ, which is just as good as Canelo's, you know, to try to outsmart him. But I don't. It's gonna be it's a tall task, to say the very least, for Terrence Crawford. But yeah, it's gonna be like I said. I don't think Crawford's going anywhere. I think he's gonna be right in front of Canelo. I think he's gonna try to utilize every bit of his boxing ability and his ability to beat people up, because Terrence Crawford likes to hurt you. He likes to hurt people in the ring, but he does get tagged. He does get hit clean, and he's been dropped by people who are smaller than Canelo. So, you know, it's an interesting dynamic. And we truly, no matter how much we break it down, no matter how much we watch film, no matter how much we review this, we're truly not going to know what is going to happen until we see these two in the ring. So I just wanted to drop my thoughts and give you a little bit of like something to think about going into this fight. I didn't break down what I think is going to happen into the ring yet, but my next upload about Canelo and Crawford, I definitely will give you what I think is going to happen in the ring at that point. Just keep in mind this task, what Crawford is doing, moving up within 2 fights, 3 weight classes, to fight not just anybody at super middleweight, but the guy at super middleweight. Canelo's been fighting bigger fighters than him basically his whole career. He's been getting hit by bigger men basically his whole career. Crawford has never been hit by somebody with the same type of power that Canelo has been taking the shots from. But Canelo has definitely taken shots, power shots, that are harder shots to take from his opponents than anybody Crawford has ever fought. So I'll leave you with that. Until next time, this has been Reason. Turn up the AC Hot Takes. Terrence Bud Crawford, 41-0, 31 knockouts, versus Saul Canelo Alvarez, 63-2-2 with 39 knockouts in the super middleweight division. Who knows what's next after this, but September, it's going down. Second week of September, Mexican Independence Day weekend. I'm here for this. I'm all for this fight. I can't wait to see what happens. And the next time I do an upload about Canelo and Crawford, I'm going to give you my thoughts of what I think is going to happen inside the ring. And we'll go from there, man. So just remember, this is a big task, what Crawford is doing. If he's able to pull this off, we're going to have to talk about him potentially being the greatest fighter of all time. Until next time, this has been Reason. Turn up the AC Hot Takes. Canelo, Crawford, September, Undisputed. Shout out to Chucky Al-Sheikh for putting these fights together, putting the money up for this fight, man. And may the best man win. And until next time, this has been Reason. Turn up the AC Hot Takes. And we're out.